Who Has Seen the Wind, a 1947 novel by Canadian writer W. O. Mitchell, achieved remarkable success with nearly 1 million copies sold in the author's homeland. The story unfolds in 1930s Saskatchewan on a prairie homestead, where we follow the journey of a young boy named Brian O'Connell at ages 4, 6, 8, and 11. In the beginning, Brian is an 8-year-old residing in a conventional Canadian farm family, with his parents, younger brother, and Scottish grandmother. While the biographical aspects of Brian's life appear ordinary, Mitchell skillfully delves into the intricate inner world of childhood, exploring profound themes of life, death, and spirituality. Brian's early encounters with the mysteries of life and death shape the narrative. For instance, during a visit to his friend Forbes's home, Brian witnesses birds hatching from eggs. Perplexed by the concept of birth, he turns to his father Gerald for clarification. However, the explanation leaves Brian even more confused, as he envisions the father bird placing the baby in the egg, linking it to the mother's egg-laying process. Brian's understanding evolves when he and Forbes observe a rabbit giving birth. The absence of eggs and hair on the baby rabbits deepens the enigma of the reproductive cycle. While Forbes imagines infinite generations of rabbits, Brian seeks clarity from his father, asking directly, "How do rabbits get started?" His father explains that rabbits are more akin to plants than birds, growing from a planted seed. Although the explanation is more intricate, a realization dawns on Brian, providing a foundation for the profound revelations about death awaiting him in subsequent chapters. On a rainy day, Brian discovers baby pigeons reminiscent of the birds he witnessed hatching. Driven by curiosity, he picks up one of the baby pigeons with the intention of taking it home. Unfortunately, the pigeon, too young to be away from its nest in the cold rain, ceases to move by the time Brian returns home. This poignant experience marks Brian's initial encounter with death, as his father poignantly describes it as the cessation of a living being. However, this realization doesn't quite resonate with Brian. Instead, his primary takeaway from the experience is that when something dies, the appropriate response is to dig a hole and bury it in the ground, although the reasoning behind it remains elusive to him. It's only when Brian's beloved dog, Jappy, passes away that he begins to comprehend the profound and tragic nature of death. Unlike the bird, which held a minor place in Brian's life, Jappy was a source of joy, wagging his tail, licking, and playing, contributing to Brian's happiness. The realization that these joyful moments are now lost and will no longer be part of Brian's life proves to be deeply traumatizing. As Brian attempts to recall the happy moments Jappy provided, all he can visualize is the dog's lifeless body in the burial hole. Furthermore, Brian discovers that his tears do not resurrect the dog, reinforcing the harsh reality of his powerlessness in the face of death. Despite these lessons, Brian is unprepared for the next encounter with death. As he grows a little older, his father falls seriously ill and eventually succumbs. This time, Brian doesn't immediately cry, perhaps because he has already learned that tears cannot bring the dead back to life. It could also be due to his increased understanding that, now being the man of the house, societal expectations dictate a certain demeanor. Regardless of the reasons, young Brian articulates his emotions most poignantly, likening the experience to receiving a punishment and trying to feign tears to lessen the severity. Who Has Seen the Wind may lack a complex plot, but in its place, it offers a profound well of emotional depth and an exceptionally original portrayal of the inner lives of children and their thought processes. Brian's lessons about death may be simple, yet as Mitchell notes in the book's preface, many spend their entire lives grappling with these fundamental truths. In addition to Brian's revelations about life and death, the titular wind from the book's title, inspired by Christina Rossetti's 19th-century poem, embodies an indescribable spirituality, a divine force or whatever interpretation the reader prefers, that transcends observable knowledge about the physical world. Mitchell encapsulates this sensation in one of the book's most renowned passages, expressing how the wind, whether rustling through poplar leaves, vibrating telephone wires on a deserted prairie road, tousling the feathers of a rooster in a desolate yard, or carrying the scent of a burning straw stack, elicits an exquisite feeling, particularly pronounced on the prairie or when the wind blows. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.